You've been following the Ukraine war?
No.
By
Not
following
even a little.
I've been watching some cool videos. The interesting things I've seen. I've been watching as much of the drone stuff. I've been watching a lot of sniper footage. Thermal sniper footage is wild. It makes you so afraid of the battle. Any illusions that any of us may have ever had about being that hero on a goddamn battlefield are immediately wiped away when you watch a man with a thermal scope go to work on a group of people in the darkness, because they don't hear the gunshot. They're so far away and it's suppressed. So they're just getting whacked. They hear this pop and whiz as that bullet makes impact, and fucking Sergei's down and Dimitri's down and fucking who's that guy? What was his name? I can't tell. His face is gone.
Can't take cover because you don't know where the bullet came from.
They know where it's coming from.
Yeah. That's sketch.
I saw a guy's head explode in thermal.
Wow. The drone footage still gets me. I'm a broken record on this a bit, but I used to think that if you were good at war, it really raised your chances of surviving and, you know, being a big important part of why you win. You might be muted, Kyle. And okay. But now I see people like under the camo netting, you know, the kind with like the fabric mixed into it.
Yeah.
And sleeping in their trench, like all tucked up tight, still get killed by these drones with nades. Yeah. And I think, fuck, they're doing everything right and they still die. War now is almost luck based. It's awful.
I think it's always been that way, but I think now, I think that if you're good at it, you do have a higher chance. But like you said, there are things that can happen that are completely out of your control. And like our guest tonight will tell you, you just got to put that out of your mind. Just got to pretend like that's not a thing.
Accept that it's good.
Because I watched this guy fighting the other day, and I say fighting because he wasn't just sitting in a hole shooting a gun over a log. He was moving, coordinating. Grenades were being thrown. There was covering fire. But you could tell at one point he wrecked. Somebody else threw a grenade short, and it blew up near him. And he's like cursing at them, like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he sort of rolls and repositions because we're fighting with people close in a field, and like gets away from his friendly, who was clearly not a good soldier. And it's like, I think our guy's survivability is way higher than fucking dummy over there threw that grenade who doesn't know where the enemy quite is, it seems.
True.
But
I guess
did you guys
so many die for stuff that isn't your fault more often now with the tech, you know, with accurate artillery, drones, stuff like that. Taylor,
I think you guys sent me the clip, or maybe I just happened to see it because I don't watch the war stuff, of a bunch of guys like clustered together by like the side of a building, and then an RPG or some explosive comes in and like hits like 5 of the 8 guys, something like that. Yeah. And I saw a bunch of people being like, "What do you do? Like that? You're all clustered together. Like that's not how war works. This isn't Call of Duty." Like, and it's like, I get it, Mr. Twitter expert on the war, but like
he has no idea what they were happening, doing.
What was going on. But
that was lunch.
It was like the first time I saw they were like, they had guns like by the side of a building, so they were like looking forward. And I put myself in that situation, and I was like, I would totally be one of those dead guys. Like I would think that I was being smart by staying with the group or something like that. Like, and so I see that, and then people are like, "What a bunch of idiots! They didn't know that fucking." And it's like, dude, you would have been that guy too, probably. I would have been that guy too.
A YouTube video. It was like Navy SEALs reviews combat movies. Like you've seen this sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And he saw a bunch of soldiers bunched up before the end, and he was just like, I mean, to me, seeing soldiers bunched up like that just screams like low discipline, big problems, etc. So intellectually, I knew it, but like you, Taylor, God, don't you feel safer when you've got 7 soldiers side by side? Like,
absolutely, yeah. It's psychologically more comforting. All right, they're not going to get all of us.
Yeah, right.
But really, you're just a bigger target.
Yeah, they will.
A better target. Yeah.
I see a lot of footage of groups of 3 to 10 kind of running in a field for whatever reason, because we run in fields in the 21st century still, and they hit them with an anti-tank guided missile. And it just blows people to smithereens, and it like wipes out the whole group. Yeah. Like the whole group
tanks.
It's like a Star Wars weapon hit them, though. It's so fast, Taylor. You get an indication of like how quick the projectile was moving, and it's not like a missile that's going. It's like like a fucking Star Wars blaster hit one guy, and 5 guys around him died. It's like a Diablo fucking kill spell or something. Everybody died,
and
the ones that don't
light
are like crawling away, and like one guy comes back for his buddy, and then his buddy explodes, and he's like, "Fuck this," and he runs away. They've got so many more bullets, though. They just keep shooting. The craziest thing I saw recently, 2 things. They've been taking their T-34 tanks, the cheapest, oldest tanks that Russia has, and just filling them up with explosives and then putting them on like cruise control, let's just say, for
kamikaze tanks,
and sending them toward the Ukrainian lines. And when they go off, it's a different kind of explosion because it is a tank,
like enormous,
full of explosives. So it's a huge. They put bombs inside of a bigger bombshell, a bombshell that's made to be, you know what a tank's made to do. It's it's a real solid metal vessel. I saw them filling it up with the mine clearing charges. The mine clearing charges are essentially big fat rope that's made of high explosive.
Is this the Russians doing this? Because I've seen Russians do it.
T-34.
When it went off, it was like you saw the pressure wave. You saw. I'm
trying to find it. That sounds wild. They just packed a whole tank full of bombs.
I saw footage of the Ukrainians getting the tank before it arrived. So it was like 100 yards away. Now it's Reddit comments, I know, but all the Reddit comments were like, yeah, still too close. 100 yards, you are not safe from this kamikaze tank.
They're deaf. They're probably deaf. I bet they'd live. I don't know, but I don't know anything about pressure waves. I've never dealt with anything that creates a pressure wave that hurts people. But
you've dealt with pressure waves that don't hurt people.
Yeah, they feel great. It's the most addictive part about blowing shit up. It feels really good.
I can't explain. I was so surprised. I was with Kyle one night. Makes your hair move a little bit. My hair doesn't move. There's no movement in this thing. But it was like, it blew my hair back. I was like, I didn't know.
The closer you are, the better it feels. And it feels like if you've ever been in a car with a stupid sound system, the hardest hit that thing can do, but all compressed in this moment, this thunk, that you just feel like move through you. It's pretty fucking cool.
Well, one of those tank ones, I would imagine, would be strong enough that it doesn't like liquefy and fuck up all your internal organs.
Close
a
enough,
shockwave, if you're. Well, if it's a whole, I'm not a bomb expert, but tanks are big, and a whole tank full of bombs, I imagine like 100 yards away, they'll probably die. Yeah, it's a weapon made of bombs. That's what we need to design. Robot warriors made of bombs. They get in a compromised position, detonate.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It's all going to be robot war in the future anyway. Or it won't. It'll be,
I follow the war people every single day.
Why would you... I just think you just keep using the cheapest, best soldier you can, which is just
I think they'll just keep sending young, untrained people to their deaths. That's what a lot of these people tend to do.
That is the way.
That is sad. Hopefully it ends soon.
Yeah.
No, I hope not. I hope it just goes on for years and years. The longer it goes, the better for us. And the better for the Ukrainians, probably. No, it's at least another year. It's a good time over there.
So they're doing the counteroffensive. People had higher expectations for the counteroffensive. I think it started a good 2 full months ago, maybe 2.5. And Ukrainian is gaining ground every single day, but it's like 100 meters, 2 kilometers. It's always small. They're just inching all the time. And
pennies make dollars, Woody.
Yeah, right. I'd rather be gaining than losing, like the winter. But the hope was, and what happened in the fall, was they like broke through the lines. And then the Russians just ran and ran and ran. And the Ukrainians kept chasing. So the Russians kept running. And they gained like 1,500 square kilometers, like something big. Now it's not like that. It seems like they're just gaining 100 yards and the Russians are standing. So
yeah, I keep waiting for some interesting tank footage with the American tanks haven't gotten there yet. But
they have. I saw one blown up. That's why I said that.
Really?
M2 Bradley, right? That's what it was.
That's an APC, like a troop moving vehicle.
Oh, Abrams is the one.
That's got a little that's got a 25 millimeter cannon on it.
Then I take it back. It might not have been an Abrams. It might have been a Bradley.
Yeah, the Abrams haven't gotten there yet, but the German tanks and the English tanks have. Yeah,
and I want to say Tornado, but I don't think that's right.
Is it the Challenger? Isn't it?
Yeah, I think you are.
Yeah, I think the Germans had Leopard and maybe the. I'm having a brain fart. I can't remember right now, but
Tiger.
Yeah, it's been yeah, that's it. That's what they should have done. It's going to drag on and on and on. We're going to keep pump. This election cycle will determine a lot, I think, for the future of the war. If the Democrats win, it's really if Trump wins. Trump is the only guy, even from the right, who's talking crazy enough and would be silly enough to go in there and like cut Ukraine off, essentially. Be like, oh, we're only sending medical aid from now on. We're pulling this, we're pulling that. That would be the death knell for the whole thing. And if Vladimir Putin, it's got to be what he's waiting for. That's got to be what he's hoping for right now. He's praying that Donald Trump gets in and he can deal with somebody over here, because Biden is making fucking riffs and jokes about him. You know, like that's not a guy who's trying to put himself in a position to talk to Vladimir Putin about any fucking thing about other than how he can kill more Russians. So I think it's going to go on for a while. I don't know if Trump's going to win. I still think it's looking less than likely and less likely the more he gets indicted. Jesus Christ. But he still has his core group of people, so we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. It's all going to... When does all that shit kick off? It's July of 23.
You'd think it would begin in earnest in this fall. Like
so
really,
they should have kick off. I don't know what you're asking, but I can tell you the Republican debates are like 48 days away.
Oh my God. They should really have some sort of like 6-month window where you're not allowed to campaign until 6 months before the election or something. This is ridiculous. We all have to do this nonsense. A quarter of our lives are just watching this.
One of the fun things coming up is whether Trump will participate. So Trump is way ahead in the polls. And to him, it's like, I can't win. I can only lose because he's already winning. Like that. What change would he get? So debates without Trump, I don't know if they can frame it as Trump is a coward, which might be true-ish, or if it's going to be like, there is no primary. It's just Trump. Without Trump, the debate's boring.
Prediction. Trump will not go. He will do his own thing the same night, which will make him look good. And not only that, he'll be getting paid for it. Like one of the other networks, somebody will pay him to put on his town hall or whatever it is against them. And when the Republicans finally figure out who is going to be the guy to go against Trump, then he'll show up. Then when it's mano a mano and he's got his Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, these are people from last cycle. I don't know who this cycle is.
Neither of those guys, I don't think.
No, you wouldn't think so.
Christie, Pence, Nikki
any tiny Latino, basically.
Christie, there is no fucking way. That dude is a fat ass idiot.
It's funny. I think Christie is the best on the mic. And some people are really like Trump, but if you take away Trump, Christie seems like he's the best on the mic. If you add Trump, then he still is to me, but I think I'd be in the
So I don't like Ted Cruz, but if you ever hear Ted Cruz at one of those Senate hearings when he's defending something you care about, he's pretty good. When you see him going after somebody you don't like, he's pretty good.
Did you know he was on the Harvard debate team?
It shows.
I've heard Ted Cruz seems like a very smart guy, even if you don't like him. But like smart in that like he's a politician. You know, he's doing what his owners tell him to do.